done. Okay, please always make sure you keep checking my website for more high-end audio components, including these footers that you see here. These critical mass footers, okay, that I have here in my possession. These are the footers that I am at the moment selling for a very good deal through the website. Okay, these footers are phenomenal footers, because of the fact that you can use them even on their regular components. So, for example, the 0.8 footers from Critical Mass Center Stage, you can put these right under your electronics. So if you're a person that hates to buy audiophile grade stands like what you see behind me, right? At least buy these. Buy 4 of these for your components. Put these right under your amplifier or your preamplifier, whatever component you may want to isolate from any sort of vibration. And yes, all electronics suffer from airborne vibration. So our job is to mitigate that by using quality isolation devices, noise isolation devices, vibration control devices, such as these Center Stage Critical Mass LS footers. So my trip to Tennessee was a trip that was completely unexpected. Essentially, Bill, who you met yesterday on my channel, reached out to me through my website, jaysaudiolab.com, and he said he had a pair of AIDA 2s that belonged to him, and he had already upgraded to the Magical M7s. He had already paid for the Magical M7s, right? So he needed to sell them. He needed the AIDA 2s to be gone. He said to me, Jay, I would like to sell you my AIDA 2s, but I am 72 years old. I cannot lift any of this stuff. I am not about to embark on lifting any of this stuff. So you would have to fly into Tennessee, take a look at them. If they meet your expectations, this is what I need for the speakers. Took care of the logistics. I hired local labor in Tennessee. I flew in there on Thursday. I looked at the speakers. They are in phenomenal condition, beautiful shape. I heard the system. You guys should have heard it as well, because I did upload a couple of short videos of this system, and the rest is history. The speakers came, they got packed up, and now they're headed to their new owner, who happens to be in Florida. Okay, so I have to actually deliver these speakers now next Wednesday. So you'll see where they're going to be. And of course, you're going to see the speakers that I'm taking in on trade, which are a pair of Wilson Audio Alexia Vs. Yes, I am taking a pair of Alexia Vs in on trade. They are approximately 10 months old. So they're very young, okay? They're not that old. The reason why this video was born is because I wanted to talk to you guys a little more about what's going on here. Why do end users reach out to me to purchase their trades, to purchase their used equipment, I should say, excuse me. Why is it that I'm now being approached more and more and more by regular audiophiles that are looking to sell their products rather than trading in their equipment? As far as trade-ins, right? How is it that this works? Trading equipment. When you trade in your gear, how do you know if you're getting ripped off or not? Well, I'm going to tell you, it's really a difficult conversation to have. For instance, Bill, right? Bill reached out to me. He said, Jay, I want to just sell you the AIDA 2s because my dealer is not giving me very much money for them. He told me that. Now, this dealer happens to be the dealer that sold him the AIDA 2s a few years back, the dealer who installed them. And this dealer happens to be the same dealer that sold him his next speaker, the Magical M7s, along with the MSB amplifiers. So he dropped over $500,000 with this dealer maybe about a month and a half to 2 months ago. And he was getting pennies on the dollar for his Sonos Faber AIDA 2. So let me explain to you, as far as ripoffs, what I mean. Typically, dealers, home audio dealers, high-end dealers at that, do not want your trades. When you get insulted by being offered a low trade-in value for your electronics by a home audio dealer, this is simply an indication that they do not want your trades, right? They don't want it. They're willing to do it to just kind of like facilitate the transaction, but they don't want it when they're lowballing you on your trades, especially if it's a dealer that you have repeat business with, a dealer that doesn't really discount products for you, that to me is a slap in the face. Let me go even further with this. Hypothetical, you go to your local dealer, you bought a pair of loudspeakers. They charge you nearly close to MSRP for them. They came, they installed them, good, all good and fine, okay? Then 3 years later, you get an itch, you want to upgrade to the next model. You call them back up again. They're going to sell you the next model close to the same MSRP price that they are. But now they're giving you cents on the dollar for the speaker that you bought from them 3 years ago at almost full MSRP, right? Why are they lowballing you when in reality they should be like, man, this guy bought that speaker from us. He paid us nearly close to MSRP, and now he's buying a speaker twice the amount of money at full MSRP. We should be more generous with him and give him a higher, trade-in value. When they do not do that and they don't think about you like that as a customer, okay, that means, in my opinion, that they don't want your trade no more. They don't want it back. They want you to get rid of it. They want to almost force you to sell it. This is when and where I come into the picture, because I can come in and buy it for a fair amount where I'm still making money when I sell it, and you make more money than your local dealer would give you or whatever dealer you're working with. That's how you need to understand the business works, okay? That's one thing. Secondly, another reason why that dealer may not want your trade, hence they're giving you a terrible trading value, is because maybe what you're trading in is a brand they represent. So you might be wondering, well, why does that even matter? I'm going to tell you why that matters. Because if that dealer takes back on trade the speaker they sold you 3 years ago, now they're stuck with a speaker that's on their floor that they cannot list online because they're a dealer for that brand. So now they're betting on foot traffic to walk in and purchase that speaker that's sitting on the floor. Manufacturers forbid dealers from listing their products if they are a dealer for their brand. So that makes that dealer's job harder to sell that product that you traded back into them because they can't market it. What are they going to do? Call every single customer and offer those speakers? They can't do that either. So that's why for them, it's a pain in the butt oftentimes to take back stuff on trade because they look at it as, dude, I can't sit on this product for 6 months because I can't list it. No one is walking through the door to buy a pair of, I don't know, Griffin Apex monoblocks, for example, that are used. And I'm a dealer for Griffin. And so what am I going to do? If a dealer is giving you a low trade-in value, it's just basically the dealer telling you, we don't want your shit, but we're willing to give you something for it so that we can close out this deal. That's how the business works. That's what you may not understand. Okay. Don't get offended either. And I'm going to explain to you another reason why you shouldn't get offended. Some of you, and I'm going to be very honest here, want top dollar for your trades. And you want your dealer to take down their pants when it comes to the price of that next brand new product you want. So you want a discount from the top, the product you're trying to buy, and you want maximum trading value. So what you're doing is you're minimizing now their profit margin. It doesn't work that way, folks. You can't have 30% off from the top and top dollar for your trade. It doesn't work that way. You know why? Because dealers need cash flow. Trade-ins are not cash flows. This is why some dealers don't even take trades. You want me to tell you another reason why they don't want to take trades sometimes? Let me explain to you why. Let's say you're looking for a $200,000 speaker. You're going to order it from your dealer, right? So the dealer says, okay, I'll give you a break. I'll sell it to you for $180,000. That's 10% off. Okay, what do you have to trade us? Okay, I have to trade you a speaker. Now, it so happens that that speaker trade-in value on that speaker is quite high. Let's just call it $120,000 trade-in value. That dealer doesn't want that deal. You know why? Because now you're out of pocket. Your cash difference is 60 grand plus your trade to buy that next speaker. They only collected $60,000. And I can assure you their cost is more than $60,000 for that $200,000 speaker you want. So what happens is now they have to come out of pocket to pay for that speaker that you want, right? The 60 grand you gave them plus whatever dollars more on top, they need to pull out of their bank account to pay for your next speaker. So now they're negative equity. They are upside down until they sell that trade-in of yours. What if that trade-in of yours sits there for 6 months? They still haven't made a dime off of you. Meanwhile, that electricity continues to send them a bill at the end of the month. Phone, internet, employees, and they're still with your loudspeaker as part of their inventory, your trade-in. Do you see how business works now? Do you understand now? Is it kind of making sense as to why it doesn't make sense sometimes to take certain trades for dealers? Now, these are things that you guys need to be educated on. This is part of business 101 here that many of you don't see. It makes no sense for a dealer to have to go to their bank account to pull out money to pay for your product because you're trading in something that has a high equity, high trade-in value. It makes no sense for them. No. This is why they call me, so that I can take this product off their hands, and then now they're profitable. So that's why they have to lowball you. Instead of giving you 120 for that trade-in, they'll give you 60, 70, $50,000 less, and then you get offended. But this is why, folks, because you're giving them something that has too much equity for what you're trying to buy. That's how business works. This industry, as many other industries, rely on cash flow. Cash is king for businesses. There is no money in it. It doesn't make any sense when they have a bunch of inventory trapped. Money trapped in their inventory, excuse me. It doesn't make any sense for dealers because there's no telling how long it will take to sell something. You see what I'm saying? So that's why you have to resort to people like the music room, which, by the way, the music room charges you 30% fees to sell your product. That means if you have a product that could be sold for 100 grand, you're going to net about $70,000 when they sell it. So you're paying them 30% for the service, and rightfully so. They're a business. They take the risk. If it gets damaged, they are liable for it. They're marketing it on their website, on Audiogon, on everywhere. So they do deserve that 30% profit. They do. That's what the business is about, so that you don't have to do it. Now, if you attempt to sell the music room, as I have done years ago, I attempted to sell some product to them. They will give you a punch in the stomach that will knock you out cold, that will make you puke your lunch. If you attempt to tell them, I want to sell it to you, you are going to be beyond shocked at what they're willing to give you for your product, to buy it outright. They don't want that product either. You know why? Because it's not easy to sell. I'm the only crazy MF that buys this madness to resell because I'm blessed to be able to at least afford it, and I don't mind keeping it on hand because I have no overhead, like no employees, just me. But when you're a business like the music room, you got people, you got warehouse employees, lights, rent. I'm not going to buy a $100,000 amplifier. I'm not going to do that. If I'm the music room, I'm going to offer you 20 grand for it if you want it gone. That's what they would do. I know this because I attempted to sell them Magical S5 MK2s loudspeakers about 3 years ago. I have the emails that I can show you. That speaker was, at that point in time, the S5 MK2 Magical was worth about $24,000 on Audiogon, more or less. So I told him, I said, I'd like to go through you guys. He says, okay, you have to ship it to us. And then after that, we'll take pictures. And then, our fee is like 30%. I said, what if I just sell it to you? I don't want to deal with that. They offer me $8,000 for it. I repeat, $8,000 for it. Used market value is around 23 to 25 at that point in time. Because again, no one wants to get stuck with this shit. Only me. I'm the only fool that does that. Luckily for my business, because it's a high risk, high reward, and I'm the only fool doing this. Yes, I'm the only person buying a lot of high-end gear. No one else is doing this. This is a fact. I'm not bluffing and I'm making this up. I'm the only person selling world-class electronics, high-end stuff. No one else is selling used high-end gear at the level that I do. No one else. Okay? Because it's scary. It's like Bitcoin. That's essentially what you have to have a mindset of. Bitcoin mindset to do the type of business, to run the type of business that I run. $250,000 is like $25, basically sending wires all the time. High risk, high reward. I got scammed 3 times already. Over $100,000 in losses. That's how it works, folks.